in the empty hand system, we have Panantukan, which is very popular right now. That's the boxing system. And it, I just liked it. You know how everybody likes something. Like JKD is really interesting to me now because the Junfan martial art is making a comeback. People want to trap again. And it's because they did their kickboxing, they did their, like we were talking about jiu-jitsu, they maybe have done some throwing, and they're just realizing again that there's a range in between those. There's this close range where they've, you know, he was talking about straight blast, headbutts, and elbows. That's kind of part of what we call the rally phase of JKD, but that's making a comeback now. Anyways, Panantukan for me is more appealing. I enjoy that. Pananjakman is the kicking. It's ugly. It looks like a little kid having a tantrum on your legs, right? That's what it looks like. Hubud is a shorthand term. If you want, I'll write it out. I can write out all the terminology. But Hubud is the energy system. It's how you teach pressure sensitivity. How do you teach, you know, we use a lot of pummeling. We use a lot of, this could be called wrestling or trapping practice. Then Dumog and Layag, I always get backwards. Linda will laugh at me because I always, one of these is a game where we make a big circle and you try to pull and tug each other out of the circle. You can submit as well. And then one of them is using those motions to create space for a hit. So you're using the wrestling or grappling motion to create space for a hit. And I can't remember which one is which. Kinamutai is the dirty tricks, right? You were talking about the Philippines being a very dangerous place. Right? I've been exposed to this. So I had a sister-in-law, this is interesting. My sister-in-law was a missionary. And she went over and she married a Filipino guy. And then she talked her brother-in-law into running for Congress. They shot him on his doorstep the next day. And it's just the way it works, right? So yeah, Nino Bernardo has some really interesting stories from that because he was a sailor. And so I've been exposed to, like they used to have a saying, do you know what it is that life is worth? And it's so much money. Life is worth.
Or something?
Yeah, it's worth, but it's cheap. Life is cheap. Yeah, okay, fair enough. That's the empty hand phase. But Kinamutai is the dirty tricks, like you got sand in your pocket, you know, the coins, whatever it is, you grow your fingernails. In Tuangahi's system, they actually poison the fingertips. So they will grow the fingernails, and you soak your fingertips in a brine, and then they put the herbal poison on there so that you can go like that. I've never done it, I wouldn't do it. Because my luck is, you know, I go, what are you guys doing? You know, and end up poisoning myself. Then you have dos manos, which is funny to me because I forgot to put in the manual, but it's a two-handed stick. Anything that you swing with two hands. Cricket bat, or do you have baseball bats here? You baseball bats?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Bankasiba is very important. That's the staff and spear. I was just talking about the staff. You learn a lot of big body mechanics. It's very good for your legs, very good for your shoulders, that kind of thing. The spear, this is not the spear you throw, right? This is the spear that you hold. And what you learn is small motion. Because the tip of the spear works very tight. You know, you go forehead, eyeball, you do like that. And you learn these small motions like this. And I thought it was interesting. Then you have flexible weapons, which is not really my thing, but things like a bullwhip or a stingray tail, something like that. Projectile weapons, that's firearms now, right? That's firearms. You have a health and mental cultivation. The health system is a little bit like chiropractic, only they do the stick, and then they have a lot of herbs that they use. Have you had Helat? Have you done to you? It's painful.
I grew up with
really?
Oh.
I had the guy, Sam Tendencia, did it to me, and it hurt. It just hurt. And then the spiritual system is only interesting to me right now because of what we're going through in Western society. But if you just draw a line, what is it, just south of Manila somewhere, the south is the Muslim sector, north is the Christian sector. And I always tell people, look, they've been fighting this for way longer than we have. They don't get along. And it's just that simple. So you can make of it what you want. We don't discover anything new. They've been doing this forever. And there's a lot of stories that I've been exposed to. Okay, so this is what we call the education system. Now, modern day, people have made all kinds of different things out of this. The most, I don't know, the fad right now is to make it a sport. Because we live in MMA generation, right? Your generation, how old are you guys? How old are you, Joe?
36.
Oh, are you really? You're 36. How old are you?
35.
Wow, you guys look young. I feel old now.
Asian genes.
Yeah, but so for most of your life, MMA has always existed, right? Most of your life has been mixed martial arts, right?
Yeah.
That's not true for me. So I remember when it was not okay to mix martial arts. So I had to go to the boxing club because my little brother, she's met my little brother actually, I have a little brother. Taller, better looking, better athlete. So I was, he was in the boxing club, and I had to sneak over to the boxing club and not tell my Wing Chun instructor that I was going, because they didn't mix. They didn't mix. And now you have mixed martial arts all the time.